Now, going on to the political part of the podcast, you have Vivek's take on having English-only ballots going viral on the Twitter, or subsequently, as some people call X, but I don't think anyone actually talks like that in the real world. Yeah, I know they changed the font, or they changed it so that instead of tweeting, you just post. But the URL still says twitter.com. And let me know, do you call it Twitter or X? I still call it Twitter, but that's just me. Now, specifically, Vivek said, quote, I don't think it should be very controversial, but English should be the only language used on ballots and in voting booths. Seems like a quick and easy win that we should all be able to agree on, unquote. And he got 1.4 million views and 32,400 likes. But of course, it's also one of those fascinating things where anytime you say something like, oh yeah, this should be uncontroversial, everyone should agree on this, it just never happens. It's one of those things where I don't know if people do it for spite or people just really don't want to agree for the sake of not agreeing. But a lot of things that used to be common sense are no longer so. So it looks like in terms of the top comments down here, someone by the name of They Call Me the Doc, this person says, quote, language was an actual barrier to voting doesn't sound like something our forefathers who spoke multiple languages would have wanted. Kind of a cultural thing bred into us over generations. Your grandkids might feel the same way. And he got 52 likes. Let's see here. Matt Sarazone said, quote, but a citizen has a right to vote. It isn't conditioned on language skills, unquote. He got 355 likes. So fascinatingly enough, it looks like, and again, we're just diving in right now, a little bit more negativity or a little bit more people going against the grain of his original comment when it comes to Vivek, who I would say usually gets between 70 to 90% likes or responses that are positive to original statement when he's on the Twitter sphere. Someone by the name of AI-based trader says, quote, coming from a non-native English speaker, LOL, unquote. Person got 73 likes. Although, I would also argue, doesn't that kind of prove their point? Like, when my family first came here from Cuba, they mostly spoke Spanish, but they all learned English. And since my grandfather was also a professor, he knew a couple languages. But nevertheless, someone did respond to this person, Mr. AI-based trader, someone by the name of William Meng. And he said, quote, even if he's a non-native English speaker, that would only further prove the point. He's not demanding for Tamil to be used on the ballot, is he? I'm not a native language speaker either, but I recognize the necessity of a common language to unite us, unquote. He got 254 likes. As a youth might say, he certainly ratioed Mr. AI-based trader, who only got a mere 73 likes in comparison. Not to brag, but I did get 3 likes yesterday on the Twitter sphere at NICTOPPING. Let me see here. Someone by the name of Scott Smiski said, quote, does the Constitution require everyone to speak the same language, unquote. Got 21 likes. Mr. Biz, who I do appreciate in terms of his profile picture, he actually suited up as all men should, especially when it comes to business. A little casual, his name is Biz, B-I-Z, but I'll allow it. Mr. Biz said, quote, it might be controversial, but it is the language of the nation. If I was voting in Italy, for example, I would expect the ballot to be 100% in Italian. Am I wrong? He got 28 likes. Let's see here. Although, given Elon Musk is working on Neuralink, which will plug us all into the Matrix or give us superpowers, we'll see how that happens, we'll be able to speak every language simultaneously. So it might denecessitate, get rid of a lot of these conversations. Someone by the name of Right Angle News Network, which I do appreciate in terms of marketing, their logo has a picture of a right angle. And I do appreciate a good pun in geometry. So that's good. I appreciate that. Right Angle News Network says, quote, I wholeheartedly agree with Vivek's statement that English should be the only language used on ballots and in voting booths. As residents of America, it is important that we prioritize the English language in official contexts like voting to ensure fair and equal participation. For all citizens, follow if you agree. This person got 37 likes. So, pretty popular statement. And so I scroll down to see what other responses might be the top ones. Mr. Jake Shields simply says, this should not be controversial, unquote. He got 173 likes. Which pretty darn good. Let's see here. Somebody, let's see here. Some of my name of traditional thoughts says, quote, common sense. I also think when I call my bank, English should be the first language I hear, unquote. Person got 29 likes. Let's see. A lot of people are just saying for sure. I agree. They're getting between 1 and 3 likes. A lot of similar statements like that. Let's see here. Somebody named Luke Zelinsky says, quote, why don't you let the states decide, unquote. He got 101 likes. Which would be a fascinating thing. I don't know how the courts would decide that. If it's not in the Constitution, it would be by an average real realm to the states to decide. Although if you have a national election, what would the federal ballot be? I'd be fascinated to see how that plays out. I'm not sure of any court cases in which that has been brought to attention yet. Let's see. Oscar Herrera says, quote, this isn't controversial. I agree, unquote. Getting 10 likes. So though he had a couple negative comments to begin with, a lot of people are just saying 100%. Although they didn't type it out, they used the emoji. Getting 1 or 2 likes apiece. Yeah, so interestingly enough, they had a couple of negative comments in the beginning, but overall, as they scroll more and more, although they're not getting as many likes, they're getting between 1 and 3 likes. It looks like, in terms of volume, more people than not support his statement. So it'll be interesting to see. Let's see. Do you think this will be a hot topic for the 2024 election? It's one of the things where I don't think there's enough people that care, honestly, in terms of this specific topic to make it a hot topic that will sway an election or have people maybe go towards one elected official over the other or one prospective election. I can't speak today. Prospective Republican nominee. Again, I'm no doctor of the Mayo Clinic, but if you click subscribe, it may fix my stutter. I think it's gotten better throughout the past 4 to 5 episodes, so it might very well be the cure. Or hilariously enough, if people unsubscribe, it might just get worse and worse and worse, which would be highly entertaining, but not great for the outcome of the channel overall, as the quality go down subsequently. But nevertheless, looks like, it'll be interesting to see if that becomes a big topic. Thank you again for taking the time to tune in today. Cannot thank you enough. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Any suggestions to make the show better are always welcome to the comments section. I might take a day or two to get to them depending on my work schedule, but I always try to do my best to address all the comments. I appreciate the critique to make the show better. Also, lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.